Excited. Time to test the 5 Series. This is the 530i M Sport version. Does it show when you're moving? Oh, sweet. Wide angle.
You put GoPro there. I mean, it wasn't on now it's on.
But आप फिर से बोलो, ये सर्विस हिस्ट्री कहाँ से मिलता है आपको?
सर्विस हिस्ट्री जहाँ पर भी आप सर्विस कराते हैं ना सर, रेगुलर वहाँ की सर्विस हिस्ट्री आती है।
वो वेबसाइट का नाम बोल दो ना, मैं भी चेक कर सकता हूँ।
ये आरटीओ इस पे रहता सर।
आरटीओ पे सर्विस हिस्ट्री नहीं डालते।
नहीं कर सकते।
आरटीओ
पे नहीं सर, ये ऑनलाइन हमारे बैकएंड टीम वालों को मालूम रहता सर, वो लोग।
हाँ वही है, वो वेबसाइट बोले तो मैं भी चेक करता हूँ ना मेरा हिस्ट्री। आरसी कॉपी on the what RC copy? Present is on my wife's name. That's okay?
That's okay. Then you give passport copy.
Had to do some very hard negotiation for finer things and details, but super excited. First big purchase that I'm gonna do, first big upgrade that I'm gonna do in my cars. I'll explain this in a later video how I got this, but 2 hours of hard negotiations and finally we have a breakthrough. Time to go back home. Oh, maybe we have a test drive, that's due. Time to test the 5 Series. This is the 530i M Sport version. Same performance as the 330i, but a bit more feature rich and more comfort, more luxurious than the 3 Series. So let's go for a drive and see how it feels, because I haven't driven a 5 Series in probably 10-15 years. We're getting a fuel efficiency of almost 9 kilometers per liter, and we have done what, just 2.5 kilometers, but that's pretty reasonable to expect. There's a petrol on the highway, we can expect at least 12. And we are driving in comfort mode. If I put it in sport, I think that would go down to 4 or 5. I guess that's the lowest, or it can go below that also.
No, so that will be the lowest.
Okay. This is Saket, by the way. He has been very helpful. He watches our videos too. Just testing how the performance. I mean, for luxury and comfort, you have to just sit and experience it. I can tell you the features and all, but there are tons of videos which already do it. But in terms of feel, you have to sit in one to know. And from 3 to 5, there is instantly a big difference. Not just in terms of the dash, because there are similar elements here and there, but just the gloss black finish and the feel of material to some extent, and the ride, more than anything, the ride, the damping, because this has adaptive damping, and just the noise insulation is much better in a 5 than in the 3. 3 is more fun to sit and enjoy, but in terms of size, that's more similar to Elantra. So this would be a good upgrade, but let's see. It's a quick in-gear acceleration demo. The sound is pretty nice. I thought it would be very muted and all, but it's very refined compared to the 3. It's almost the same engine, just the previous generation one. But there is power in this, but you can feel the weight. Unlike the 3 limousine, where you would feel the weight much more, this carries it well because of maybe the suspension. And you have paddles to always take control. Man, this is so stable in terms of how it's riding over the bumps. This is a sedan, so you won't get any body roll, but do you feel the weight that I felt in the 3? No, that's purely down to the suspension. That was a bad stretch, that on the Nexon EV or even in any other car, regular car, you would feel the body move quite a lot. In this one it was stable, and the ground clearance is pretty good. I thought you would scrape 1 or 2 bits. It went very well near the speed breakers at my home. And when you're like not sure about the width of the car and the dimensions, there is 360-degree camera here. So. Okay, it's control through here. Nice. Does it show when you're moving? Oh, sweet. The car looks small compared to the motorcycles there, but it's more to do with just the width. And even in eco mode, you do get the pull, but there is a bit of lag. It's obviously meant for maximizing fuel efficiency and not pushing. But you can still do the small overtakes here and there on the highway. And whenever you come to a stop signal like I'm doing here, it has that auto stop, so it will start again when you put your foot on the accelerator. So that adds to the fuel efficiency. So time to see how Sport feels. So this doesn't have Sports Plus, but this still goes fast. Hey BMW, Sport displays.
Sport displays. Please continue using manual control.
Traction is fully off. Camera on. Not as much as the 530D, but this is more than sufficient for quite a few practical reasons. All the cars in this category, the biggest issue is you don't feel the speed that you are in. This at least gets some of the tire noise in, but otherwise you would hardly feel anything. But yeah, 330i was much faster in this stretch. This is better than A6 in terms of performance. It is better in ride and handling and the handling dynamics. So yeah, on a whole, better performing car than the A6, but not as much as the 3. I would say maybe 10 to 15% less. But for the 10 to 15% less, if you prefer luxury and comfort, there are tons of features that are coming here. That is the big thing here. If you want those with some performance, if you have the money, 530D is the best option. Otherwise, 530i I think is a good option. 520D I wouldn't recommend unless you're sitting in the back seat and you want mileage. You know, typical city conditions, this performance is sufficient here. Wide angle.
You would go for this.
Look who we have here. The X5 M Sport owner. Comparison.
It's cute. I like it. Sounds nice. Are you crying?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. I thought it will be very muted. Experience from 530D. It didn't sound great, but it drove great.
Yeah, the torque is very nice.
But tokkite mileage bergindi.
Just because I leave accelerator now after that.
Yeah, coasting.
I'm like perfect electric car, one leg driver, one pedal
Yeah,
driver.
why? You should move to electric.
I like comfort more than adaptive.
Same here. I like comfort. It feels very natural. Adapter, but I think adapter is only for suspension. No, even drive mode.
Drive mode. So if you don't like accelerate, it'll become Eco Pro. If you're accelerating, it'll become Sport.
Yeah, this is a very bad stretch I used to.
That's why I want to on this road only. Suspension is nice. Going over on purpose.
We're testing now. Point of the test. The sound system sounds really good.
This is Harman. Yeah, Harman got
465 watts.
16.
On 330i, really bad speakers.
Oh, basic.
Two basic hi-fi speakers, 200 watts or something. Eyes on the road.
Eyes on
the mileage. Huh? Does Eco give you more mileage?
It does, but it's uneasy. There's no engine braking. It's very uneasy.
So you rely a lot on engine braking. Arey, you are made for EVs, dude. You're coasting, engine braking, you're talking all this stuff.
No.
Put some earphones on and listen to M Sport music, drive.
Engine braking.
We'll give you motor sound. Wait, next time. And the best part about this features, touch remote. You can do a lot more with this. There are tons of videos already which do that, so no point. How does auto hold work?
We are at a signal.
Are you?
I mean, it wasn't on now it's on.
But
Stays on press.
interesting. You're not holding any pedal and 9 kmpl. Obviously, you're a better driver than me.
See, made a gearbox.
You know, sometimes life throws you curveballs. That's a baseball term. Now in cricket, dusra googly. But you have to just smile and take it forward. This time, though, with my biggest car purchase in mind, I would do a dedicated video later on why and how I financed it once this whole process is done. But I thought everything is done. I kept my Hyundai Elantra across various platforms like Spinny, Cars24, OLX, the usual stuff. Was getting quotes, decent quotes, around 9 to 10 lakhs. I figured, eventually I got something around 10 which I was like satisfied with, not completely happy with, satisfied with. And in 2 days the matter was supposed to be closed, but then suddenly in the last 2 days there was a small issue with the Hyundai engine. I hope it is small. There is some oil back compression that's happening. It was tiny or minute when the first inspections happened, and in the second or third series of inspections it was becoming little more than minor. My driver was there, so there was no adulteration by the inspectors to get the value down. It got me concerning, so I already had 2-3 independent buyers also line up and check the car. And then I was like, this is not ideal, because whenever you are selling a vehicle, if there is an issue with the vehicle, the valuation would come down instantly. So when you sell, you want the car to be in the most perfect condition. So I stopped all approaches and gave it to the service center to get the issue rectified. So that's where things are stuck at. One issue I had with all the third-party platforms like Cars24, OLX and Spinny is, one, they get your service history illegally. I don't mind giving my service history with my consent, but just ask me. I would definitely love to give you, and I'll explain you each of them. So they got it illegally and they saw accidental repair and decreased the value by at least 2-3 lakhs. I was like shocked. For instance, I had to replace my bumper and lights. There is no structural integrity that was lost with this accident. It was kind of minor, but the bill was high because Hyundai parts are expensive, the lights are expensive. So anyway, so that was one issue. And then they were looking at that oil back compression issue. It was minor, but then all these add up and then the net value came down drastically. I said I don't want to deal with you guys. Even if I want to keep the car, worst case scenario, I want it in a good condition. So why would I leave it in a bad condition or cheat someone? That's the reason I got an extended warranty, and that's getting taken care right now. आप फिर से बोलो, ये सर्विस हिस्ट्री कहाँ से मिलता है आपको?
सर्विस हिस्ट्री जहाँ पर भी आप सर्विस कराते हैं ना सर रेगुलर, वहाँ की सर्विस हिस्ट्री आती है। आपको व्हाट्सएप पे बोले तो भेज देता हूँ मैं सर्विस हिस्ट्री। हमारे को सर ऑनलाइन वेबसाइट पे आ जाता है सर।
क्या वेबसाइट पे?
व्हीकल के नेम के हिसाब से।
क्या वेबसाइट पे?
व्हीकल के जो नंबर प्लेट रहता है ना सर,
वही
व्हीकल का जो नंबर प्लेट रहता है ना, वो नंबर प्लेट के हिसाब से ऑनलाइन पे रहता है।
हाँ,
अब व्हीकल जब से सर्विस जहाँ से करा रहे रेगुलर उस पर अपडेट रहता।
ठीक है,
मैं आपको सर्विस हिस्ट्री भेजता हूँ सर, आप एक बार चेक कर लो।
नहीं, मैं खुद चेक करना है तो वो वेबसाइट का नाम बोल दो ना, मैं भी चेक कर सकता हूँ।
ये आरटीओ इस पे रहता सर।
आरटीओ पे सर्विस हिस्ट्री नहीं डालते,
नहीं कर सकते।
आरटीओ
पे नहीं सर, ये ऑनलाइन हमारे बैकएंड टीम वालों को मालूम रहता सर, वो लोग।
हाँ वही है, वो वेबसाइट बोले तो मैं भी चेक करता हूँ ना मेरा हिस्ट्री।
वेबसाइट
एक बार पूछ के बताओ ना, क्योंकि आरटीओ वेबसाइट में हिस्ट्री कभी नहीं आता। मैं भी
आरटीओ वेबसाइट पे नहीं आता सर ये।
हाँ,
मैं एक बार बैकएंड टीम वालों से पूछ लेके मैं आपको अपडेट
पूछ लो, क्योंकि मेरे अप्रूवल देने के बाद आप सर्विस हिस्ट्री एक्स करे तो वो लीगल है। मेरे पूछने से बिना आप हिस्ट्री निकले तो वो गलत काम है, इलीगल है। मैं आपको कंफर्मेशन दिए क्या?
ठीक है सर,
मैं कंफर्मेशन दी है सर्विस हिस्ट्री चेक कर लो बोल के।
तो सर बिना सर्विस हिस्ट्री के व्हीकल की कंडीशन भी मालूम
नहीं मालूम पड़ना है, आप मेरे से पूछना है सर सर्विस हिस्ट्री ले सकते क्या, मेरे से पूछे तो मैं ही अप्रूवल देंगे ना आपको, ले लो बोल के। मैं कुछ छुपाने के लिए कोशिश नहीं कर रहा।
थोड़ी देर में हमारे मैनेजर से बात कर रहा हूं, आप उनसे एक बार बात।
मैं कुछ छुपाने के लिए कोशिश नहीं कर रहा है, मैं हैप्पीली देता हूँ डेटा। वैल्यूएशन भी अच्छे से परफेक्टली करो। कल आपका बंदे वैल्यूएशन किए, उसमें रेडिएटर लीक हो रहा है बोल रहे हैं, वो कैप निकाल के एक्सेलरेट करे तो रेडिएटर लीक नहीं होता क्या? ऑटोमेटिकली होता है। ये सब डाल के वैल्यू कम करके आप ज्यादा प्रॉफिट्स मंगाने के लिए कोशिश कर रहे हैं क्या? अच्छे
जी सर, एक बार आप हमारे मैनेजर सर से बात कीजिए, मैं थोड़ी देर में बात करवाता हूँ, आप उनसे बात कीजिए सर, आपको मालूम हो जाता है।
ठीक है। आपका मैनेजर का नाम क्या है?
शिवा है सर।
शिवा है, उनको मेरे को फोन करने का बोल दो, ठीक है? Finished some final paperwork negotiations at BMW to figure out loan options. They have like tons of loan options, which I'll go in detail in later videos in terms of how I'm financing this car. So yeah, the problem I have is one, the way they access service history. Hyundai should have some access limitation. I don't know, man. It's just that information was too easy to available, and my problem is not with the information. My problem is the privacy of the information. So that's something that pissed me off greatly. As of now, right now, I don't know what car I'm getting. If you think I know and I'm just playing dumb and trying to surprise you guys, I seriously have no clue, because it's dependent on the Elantra's valuation, the financing teams. The reason I'm stressing and pushing is I want to get a car that I would enjoy for the next 7 years. Simple as that. And if I can get a better version of it, why not?
5 hours later.
Just got a message from Hyundai Service Center that they got a response from Hyundai India about the car. This is for the back compression that I was talking about, or the kind of back compression that the evaluators were talking about. So Hyundai India thinks it's just the buildup of gases, and because of the sum plate being small on the Elantra, they're just saying it is normal, but they want to check with other Elantras and then take a final call. So I was thinking who had it. I called Srujan because his cousin has an Elantra, but that's a diesel. So just when I thought it was not possible to find one, luckily Pranav, whom you saw earlier in the video, has an Elantra, a petrol one, which is probably 2.5 years old. So that was just perfect for me, because the same engine, maybe 2-3 years old. So if I can get that car, take it to the service center and get it checked, that should do the job.
रेस करो आ रहा
उतना नहीं आ रहा है, थोड़ा आ रहा है, आ रहा है, बट उसमें ज़्यादा आ रहा है ना?
नहीं भाई सर, कम ज़्यादा कुछ भी नहीं रहता।
हाँ, ये सब वही है ना?
हाँ, ये पूरा वही है।
ठीक है, ये नॉर्मल है क्या ऐसे गाड़ी को? Oh man, that was such a big relief. Can't tell you how I feel right now, because all the tensions, and not tension like mental tension, just the irritation that something is wrong or the valuations were not working out, the finances were screwing up my car purchase. I didn't want that headache, but eventually this was such a big relief that, oh man, feels so good. So now I'm not gonna go through these third-party platforms. I'm just gonna put it on OLX and then hope we get a good buyer who can finish all the process, the paperwork, and get me the money. Because till 2 days back I was trying to figure out funds through the sale of Elantra, but now I have some extra funds. I figured out like small loan for a month or two. So no tension or no compromise in terms of my purchase because of the Elantra. That's sorted. But the car is shortlisted. Cars are shortlisted. I made the booking for 2 of them, not 1. Elantra issue sorted. So things are falling in place. Surprising how in the beginning of the video the mindset was, and now at the end of the video, this is not planned, guys. This is just finished in terms of the works. Anyway, that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Was a roller coaster ride, but it has finally come to an end, and the next video will be the delivery video for sure. So I hope you're also as excited as I am. So stay subscribed, click that bell icon to get instant notifications when the delivery video is up, because you don't want to miss that. So the last bit of surprise that's left is there are 2 cars, and I'm finalizing the financing options by tomorrow morning. I don't know. Once that is clear, I think the car would be clear. But you know, in the next delivery video, the thumbnail would be pretty obvious. So stay tuned, stay subscribed, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.